Hello, my name is Maxine Samone. I'm here to share a touch of Venus with you. And I was about 2.5 seconds from not getting on here because I'm feeling kind of sleepy. Feeling really sleepy, actually. And I'm just feeling like this will be a quick and dirty to make sure that I'm staying on top of my posting schedule. And it's not that I don't feel good about sharing messages. I always love sharing messages. Actually, when I got on here, I felt a boost of energy, like a small boost. And sometimes, I don't know, especially if you're someone that is in like service energy, it can be easier to show up for other people sometimes more than it is you know what I'm saying, to show up for yourself. I feel like I've been moving out of that as of lately, but it's kind of reminding me of that. But if you're seeing this on TikTok, this will be posted on YouTube if you can't stay throughout the whole reading. If you'd like a personal reading, everything can be found in the link in my bio. You can only book through atouchofvenus.com. Anybody else reaching out to you is not me, okay? See Lover Girl in the chat. I see Brooke, Andrea, Phoebe. I don't know why I've always liked that name, Phoebe. That's such a cute name to me. Okay, let's see. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, higher beings of light and unconditional love, divine mother, divine father. What are the best and highest messages for this collective? If you're seeing this on YouTube, thank you for being here. Okay. We have divine perfection, Archangel Melchizedek. If you haven't done your research on Melchizedek, we could be talking about its lineage, is giving the perfect lineage. And I say perfect because there's this word in here on this card, divine perfection. But it's like the original lineage. If you kind of do your research on that, it's number 4, crystal angel number 444. So this is about structure, some kind of like structure. And this is selenite. The crystal is selenite. And then unconditional trust. 31, Ascended Master Mother Mary and Celestine. Unconditional trust, Crystal Masters 333. Beautiful. You know I love me some Mary. And then divine alchemy. And then we have Mary Magdalene. Ascended Master Mary Magdalene. Or Aqua Aura Quartz number 24. We're about to get into all 3 of these cards for real, actually, because you know I love me some Mary. I love me some Mary. Okay, let's get number 4, Melchizedek. We bring you the gift of divine perfection. As you receive our gift, you will feel a wave of great peace move through your heart and mind. You will know you are exactly as you were divinely designed to be, that your life is proceeding in perfect timing, and that all is well. If there has been a matter causing you concern, allow us to bless that situation with the peaceful grace of the divine now. Unconditional love. You shall receive the perfect resolution of that matter in accordance with unconditional love. There is no need to judge yourself for any decision or choice you have ever made. Forgive yourself and others now. There are so many blessings for you to receive, and no need for you to hold on to anything out of fear, shame, guilt, or regret. Free yourself as you surrender into realization of divine perfection. Beautiful. Says, as you grow on your spiritual path, you will eventually become aware of a paradox, 2 apparently conflicting truths, both of which you can resonate with on a deeper level. This can cause some temporary confusion until you realize they do not conflict but actually support each other. That's beautiful because we actually have two versions of Mary coming up, because when we talk about Mary, we have Mother Mary, we have the Virgin Mary, and then we have Mary Magdalene. She also has a Trinity. This is why she's also the other half, feminine Christ consciousness. She holds those codes while Yeshua holds the other codes, you know what I'm saying? And when they come together, that's what we call Kundalini awakening. That's how we get to a higher level consciousness, when we integrate our masculine and our feminine, okay? So we have two versions of Mary showing up, and we're saying that both, or Spirit is saying that both of these are perfect expressions. So Mary Magdalene, she has... she gives me the energy more of being connected to, it's like releasing trauma and shame and societal, like the boxes that society tries to put you in, that gives you shame and all these things that get stuck in your lower third chakras, like your root, your sacral, your solar plexus. But she helps to alchemize those emotions with her heart space. It's like an ever open heart space. So loving, so forgiving. She understands that she really gives like a high priestess vibe. You know what I'm saying? She has a knowing that some people just aren't there yet. And she also helps you with understanding and knowing that at one point you just weren't there yet. And this is why you put yourself through so many things. But she also helps you to love yourself to the point, or love yourself through that, to where you can grow through that. That's why she is showing up here as the alchemist, divine alchemy. I love that it's all blue too, because it deals with the throat chakras, about speaking nicer to ourselves, affirming ourselves, loving ourselves. I just saw that life force energy. I saw a quote that said life force energy is self-love. When you don't have a hole, you know what I'm saying, where people are, when you don't love yourself, you become, there are void spaces created where dark energy can like siphon from you. You know what I'm saying? Like they can sneak in and siphon from you. You know what I'm saying? And so she gets us to love those darker parts of ourselves, those void spaces, to fill them in with self-love. You know what I'm saying? And this helps to make us whole again, to where we're not so susceptible to the games of lower vibrational energies, our ego, all of those things. But then we also have this expression of Mary, which is Mother Mary, which is a whole different level of love. It's so interesting because we have Melchizedek, coming out here too. And I was talking about, that's like the perfect, it's like the original lineage, that's, if you look into Melchizedek, it kind of gives that vibe. But it's like when it brings us to like this feeling of some of our very first traumas here in this world is like when we pop out the womb and we realize that, oh shit, we're connected. We have our egoic, it feels like our ego's realization or something is the separation. You know what I'm saying? Where we feel orphaned, we feel abandoned. We have this innate feeling of separation from the divine, and our only connection to feeling safe is through our human parents, like our parents. But our parents are just human, and so they'll also always be flawed, and they're actually the first ones are going to cause some trauma in our life, because that's what they're literally here for, to like to where we help our parents heal their wounds, you know what I'm saying? So and they're not all just there for that, you know what I'm saying? That sounds bleak, but you know what I'm saying? Like our parents aren't what we think that they are. We pedestalize them, and really we have a divine mother, a divine father that should be pedestalized, And so Mother Mary is coming out to kind of show the mother expression, where there is no separation from the mother. Even through all of your traumatic times, there was never any separation from the mother. You know what I'm saying? And so there's a level of mother wound healing that's showing up here that can kind of bring you back to this understanding that everything has unfolded as it was supposed to. And this can be a complex subject when we start going into mother wound healing, because there's the innate mother wound that it happens the immediate moment that we're born, which is so crazy because that's the moment that you gain a mother right here in this or I guess you've had a mother while you were in the womb, right? But like, you know, you're supposed to be connecting with your mother for the first time, and you do, but there's also this separation that, and like, I feel like moment, because when people have done even like past like memory retrieval and things like that, like go back to retrieve parts of their soul that have been broken off, you know, due to trauma, a lot of people go back to the birth moment and the trauma that's there, you know, of that separation. And it's really that moment where I think on a subconscious and energetic spiritual level, you realize that like, oh shit, I'm like like I'm in a human experience, and like my ego, I'm separate from source. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm explaining that well, but we're gonna look at Mother Mary 31. Explaining that well, but we're gonna look at Mother Mary 31. Why is a scam calling me at 6 something at night? Okay. We bring you the blessing of unconditional trust. There are times when trust comes easily. Perhaps life is proceeding according to some kind of plan, or you have enough money to feel safe, sufficient prospects on the horizon to feel excited, and enough love in your relationships to feel wanted and valued. Then there are times when it's harder to trust. Perhaps none of the above applies to you. You're lost, feel alone, confused, and without a clear plan or a sign of hope ahead. You may be frightened and just want something to lift you out of the darkness and into the light. Your mind and perhaps your family and friends might tell you that this is a time that would be crazy to trust. They may tell you that you should try to fix yourself, get real, give up, and get on with life. Do not listen to doubts or negativity in others or yourself. It is safe to trust. The Divine Mother is watching over you and will guide you safely into a new life awaiting for you now. And then we have Mary Magdalene, number 24. Okay. Last one, we're going to start getting into the cards, okay? We bring you the blessing of divine alchemy. Divine alchemy is the art of transmutation, the application of spiritual consciousness to physical form, so profound that an entirely new form evolves. It is irreversible change. It is the coal transformed into the diamond, the lead of sleeping matter. The lead, oh my God, my words, I'm sorry. The lead of sleeping matter, awakening into the radiant gold of consciousness. Successful alchemical transformation requires patience, courage, and a belief in the power of spirit above all else. The radical and permanent transformation effected by divine alchemy may seem miraculous to the outsider viewing the changed form, but yet the alchemist knows that when the spiritual consciousness meets physical matter, the world will never be the same again. So you're going through this process of alchemy, and Spirit is putting you in this position. It's helping you to build your faith. I see number 3333, like 5 threes in the chat. So let's see, what area of our life is this alchemy showing up? What area of life is this alchemy showing up? You saw how that flipped out? Libra, relationships, possibly contracts. Transform, Scorpio. I love that, actually. Earth element, stability. You're being able to ground a relationship. Oh, shit. Okay. We have Jupiter return, benefits in the reverse. So something that, it's like you're not running from something finally. We have second house on the bottom of the deck. I don't know if it's upright or reversed, but you're finally not running. You're finally going to sit. You're going to ground into something, no matter how hard it is, no matter how many conversations you have to have, no matter like this. I feel like this is more about learning communication skills. Specifically, when we're having Mary pop up twice in the reading and we're talking about Melchizedek, we're talking about divine DNA, or like this divine, like original DNA kind of thing. We're talking about two divine people, I feel like, and this is specifically leaning towards the feminine side because we have Mother Mary, or we have Mary popping up 2 times. We're talking about alchemy of the emotions, and we have all this throat chakra. So really understanding, you may be helping your partner as well as yourself, like by processing any kind of fears, anything that might have caused you to run, or maybe not right now. I'm doing the collective reading, but if you like a personal reading, you can go to atouchofvenus.com. But it feels like the feminine is kind of being tasked with this, like, I mean, feminines on this journey in divine partnership are always leading in the trust in the divine. You know what I'm saying? Of course, the masculines develop that too, but that's really like the superpower of the feminine, you know, is like this trust and surrender and being able to receive from the divine and be a portal for source energy for this union. You know what I'm saying? And so it feels like as there are things that maybe need to be discussed, maybe some fears that come up in the relationship. It feels like as there are things that maybe need to be discussed, maybe some fears that come up in the relationship. In the past, you might have bolted because you didn't either have the communication skills or you didn't understand what alchemy looked like. And lack of trust in the divine and grounding into something, you know, you didn't know how. But now it feels like you've developed this skill, and I feel like this is going to help bring balance into a particular relationship. I also feel like you're helping the masculine with alchemizing something through the safe space that you create for your masculine, the conversations that you have about any fears, doubts. If you pick up any of that from them, or maybe even energetically you pick that up from them, you can alchemize that on your own. That is like, you're turning y'all's pain into power, both of you. There was a lot that came out. Yeah, Grand Cross Provoker in the reverse, and that flew out over here on Libra. It feels like you're understanding how to like relieve tension, how to like speak life into things now. That's beautiful. But you are only able to get to this point because you're doing that for yourself. You know, we have Moon, Soul. Why is that in the reverse? We have Black Moon, Lilith, Mystery in the reverse. It's because you're not afraid of your own shadows. So you recognize them. You recognize your partner's shadows. You recognize yours. Or at least you're working on this, you know, and you don't run away from it. So it's not like this formless monster and something that gets in the way of y'all's connection. Yes, so then I feel like this is upright, but we're going to see. Yep. Yes. So because you're able to be in this thing together, it feels like the 4th house roots, you're able to actually be in it together. It feels like we have part of fortune increase, but it's in the reverse, which is interesting to me. But it feels like part of fortune increase is usually talks about an increase of abundance, but it to me, when part of fortune, like when you're looking at it in the chart, it's like when an aspect comes across part of fortune, you might have a stroke of luck. To me, because it's in the reverse, this feels more permanent. It feels like something grounding, you know, like it feels like something like a landing and putting its roots in the ground. I also really get the vibe, I really am picking up the vibe that a child will be coming. Because, and I've never seen this little baby on this card, but I feel like, of course, we see here, we're talking about DNA, we're talking about up here, we're talking, I don't know if you see like this little child up here in the family tree, but it feels like something is like, oh, perfect target, like something's been aligning, like Sagittarius, like a bow, ooh, like Cupid's arrow, but like Sagittarius isn't connected to Cupid, but that's kind of what I got. It's like, okay, like this relationship is getting in alignment. It feels like, and I just got chills, like this, there's like some kind of what we would call a spirit baby that's like, okay, I'm ready to land. And literally as I was talking about this, there's this little child on the back of this Sagittarius, half man, half beast, which is the wounded healer. That is really interesting to me, because I've never seen that one on this card. And we have third house messages. Well, we have the Eye of Horus as well here. And if you know anything about Horus, Horus is the child of Osiris and Isis. Isis and Osiris. That is a divine child. I wonder if... What is Sagittarius? December, end of November, December. So, I don't know. I feel like if y'all aren't wanting, you know, to have any babies or anything, it feels like you guys are in some potent creative energy. And 9 months from Sagittarius season would be around January-ish, February-ish. So within the next couple of months, this could be giving you some information about if you're not wanting that, or if that's not in the plans. I mean, it feels like it's in the plans, a divine plan, but it's feeling like that could be happening within the next few months. Or this could be taking place. You could end up getting pregnant or something around November, December. That's what I'm seeing in the cards, okay? Prosperity lies ahead. We have New Moon in Taurus. Wow. Interesting. A personal issue reaches resolution. Luck is on your side. New Moon in Sagittarius. So the Sagittarius is coming out again. We have this bow and arrow. And then have faith in your dreams. I don't know if this collective has been getting dreams about children, or I don't know, bringing something to fruition. We have your dreams need a practical plan. Have faith in your dreams, and your dreams need a practical plan. We have full moon in Taurus. Meditate, contemplate, New Moon in Pisces. We have a few signs here. And it's time to take action. We have New Moon in Aries. So that is really interesting, because we just had the Aries super moon. But that was a full moon. So I feel like this is coming a lot quicker than you might think, than this collective might think. Increased support, popping out with the crystal, the angel deck. Love life popping out. So this is definitely concerning a partner. We have give it to God. Landing on luck is on your side. Take a deep breath, and on the exhale, release the situation to God for healing and answers. So if you're feeling confused about anything, you know, if you're unsure if you're ready, or maybe you have some anxieties about this, or that could be something too. Maybe this collective specifically, because we're talking about Mother Mary, we're talking about Mary again. We're talking about Melchizedek. We're talking about the divine DNA, the lineage. Revealing your true self, Amethyst. As you allow others to know the real you, you'll feel love for who you truly are. I feel like y'all are both some very spiritual people. We have spiritual path. We have some like very high vibrating couple, it feels like, you know. It's giving that this masculine is in their Christ consciousness and the feminine is now in their feminine version of that, or you guys are both balancing out your masculine and feminine sides, you know. This is making way for what feels like expanded family, but with a lot less karmic shit to go through. The child may actually help with clearing some of the karma in each other's lineage, is what I'm hearing. This one's sticking out. Sensitive emotions, times of heightened emotions and sensitivity call for extra self-care and gentleness. But yes, I feel that I had a thought and it just said make time for self-care. Taking care of yourself is essential right now. So you may be preparing your vessel. You may be feeling extra tired, extra hungry, extra thirsty. You might be like feeling called to take certain vitamins. I don't know, but I feel like you are preparing your vessel for something. Okay. Let me see. Damn. Give me a second. Creation, perfection, completion. That's what fell out on the ground. Creation, perfection, and completion. If y'all don't want to have a baby right now, please wrap it up. I feel like, though, this is the masculine and it says impatience. I feel like they've been wanting this. I do feel, though, I don't know. I'm like, what does Spirit want to tell us about this? I feel like you have to discovery. That whenever that shows up when I use these cards, whenever that shows up when I use these cards and I'm always asking for like more information, it always gives me the vibe of you wouldn't know unless you go on the journey, right? Like, they're like, you have to find out. We have self-worth, we have destiny, and we have facade in the reverse. Again, okay, so this is giving me Melchizedek. It feels like y'all's spirit team has been, like, the masculine and feminine. Y'all's spirit team has been working together. It feels like you guys have a very cosmic connection, very otherworldly. It feels like you have your guides together, like it's like an approval, a stamp of approval. Like, you know, like this is... Like, I'm hearing that song, Ancestors Smiled on Me by Currency. It feels like... I don't know. It feels like more so the feminine has to become comfortable with this idea that it's actually real. I think that the feminine has had a really hard time with even allowing themselves, yes, guilt. They have their own things around mother wounds. This is why I went in on the mother wound thing. There's always a reason why I say everything in the readings, you know? It's like bittersweet when it comes to motherhood. We have two feminines over here. Maybe the feminine already experiences difficulties when it comes to their own relationship with their mother. Maybe this is something that you guys maybe mirror. I don't know, you know, but maybe the feminine... There's something about even like there's like a chain right here. They feel... There's a aspect of this feminine that feels like motherhood also equals a domesticated life. And I feel like this feminine has a very free spirit, you know, because we have bittersweet here and she's like up in the ethers, you know. And I feel like she may have a hard time with just feeling like she has to settle. When motherhood, I think that's where spirit is kind of reworking through the feminine to kind of like help her to realize that it's not any kind of settling or restriction or anything. Like motherhood is such a beautiful gift, you know, and this feminine may have their own struggles when it comes to that, you know, in so many different ways. But there is some kind of resolution, because I am seeing this masculine is putting them on a crossroads, you know what I'm saying? But it doesn't feel like a bad crossroads, like a pressure. It feels like this feminine is coming around to the idea. I do think that there are some fears, though, that are still there. But we do have gratitude. Again, we have gratitude with the pregnant belly right there, you know. We have soulmate and growth. It's going to be so healing for this feminine to be supported in this way. To actually enjoy motherhood, to actually like connect with the divine mother themselves, to really have the consciousness to go through this transformation through pregnancy and all of that, and to like birth a new life, and in this conscious state is going to be so healing for this feminine. Is going to help them to tap into a different level of their femininity, of their understanding of themselves as a portal, you know. I think it's going to help with their like the way that they look at themselves, you know. It's going to help them feel powerful, but also they're going to feel very supported by their masculine, which is another level of healing. You know, we have enlightenment and then we have wisdom. This child is going to be very healing for this feminine, but not just for the feminine. Like I said, this child feels very divine. Thank you, Train. The child feels very divine, and like it's going to provide healing to both lineages, you know, because if we're thinking about the parents showing up here, they're both very enlightened, you know, they're both very in tune. And so I think it would be mutually very healing for everyone involved. Like this child is like kind of waiting to come down, it feels like. Literally. It just wouldn't have been the right time previously. We have vanity here, but it's more looking like partying. There's people holding drinks and stuff, and there's like God trying to tell them something. And then there's complacency and just kind of like not liking life. And so if this child would have come, and then we have insecurity here on the reverse. So again, if it just wasn't going to happen the way it needed to happen in the previous chapter of y'all's life, where there was more concern around what other people thought, living your life for other people, the perceptions of other people, living through your shadows, you know, all of those things, or letting your shadow control your life. So this is going to be very beautiful. I feel like I kind of want to tap more into like spirit baby vibes. Spirit baby vibes. If the spirit baby would like to say anything, share. Or what can we learn about the spirit baby? Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, higher beings of light, unconditional love, divine mother, divine father. So we have Angel of Truth, but then we also have the Angel of Silence. Like I said, this is, even when I was trying to get more information, the emptiness is coming out, and it says Da'at is the blessed container, and it's right in the middle of this tree of life, which the tree of life is represented by our body. So it feels like they're like the collective that feels aligned with this collective, it will resonate. But I don't think that you will know more information without experiencing the actual experience, because that is part of the healing process. You know what I'm saying? The baby hasn't come yet. It feels like I even gave you a timeline. It could be coming up in the next few months that there could be pregnancy, or it could be by the next. It could be a Sagittarian child. I don't know. But a Sagittarius kept coming out a few times, you know. So those months or 9 months before that, you know, before Sagittarius season. And then we have emanation of the crown. That's literally what we're talking about. We had the Eye of Horus, you know, the higher level consciousness, the baby from Osiris and Isis. If this is resonating for you, I would look into that mythology as well and look into Horus. This could also, okay, we're talking about healing, or we're talking about healing through pregnancy. This is also giving, if there is not a physical baby that comes along, Horus represents the opening of the crown chakra, like elevated consciousness. If two people are coming together and they're in partnership, there will be elevated consciousness. That is literally how we start to not kickstart. You can have Kundalini awakening on your own, but when two conscious partners come together, that is where we have the actual physical winding of the masculine and the feminine. And that could also be represented by the Sagittarius, because Sagittarius is a expansion of belief systems, you know, and spiritual wisdom. So, and when I'm seeing this, we have the truth, silence, and we have emptiness. So it could be more like a elevated consciousness coming together, like elevated frequency, because you guys are coming together. So it could be that, and we have the crown. So I'm just saying, though, it's still giving potent creative energy, you know. Let me see. I have a Mary Magdalene deck, actually. Where is she at? Where is she at? Oh, here we go. And then after this, I'm going to hop off of here because I am feeling sleepy. I am feeling a little tired. It's only 7:30. I could literally go to sleep right now. Surrender. I am in good hands. I just heard Allstate, you're in good hands. Like, I feel like not only is the feminine learning how to surrender to the divine, but the feminine is learning how to surrender in the hands of their masculine. You know, it's giving trust fall. It's giving, like, really believing that somebody has your back, you know, and that they're competent, that they're capable, that you're confident in them to make good decisions, you know, and really, again, like, believing in their divinity and their masculinity. Let me see, surrender, I am in good hands. But it's really because you have faith in the divine, and that you know that you're in alignment. So anybody that is in alignment with you should be in line, is, you know what I'm saying? Like, Spirit's not going to put somebody in your path. And I feel like also we kind of touched on, like, high priestess type of vibes, like you really being in your divinity. So I feel like you would be definitely picking up if somebody was not in alignment. And I feel like this collective would make a move. You know what I'm saying? Like, not really going for things that aren't in alignment. So this person is in your life because they're showing up as a strong soulmate, you know, as a masculine. Divine masculine. Okay, surrender. I am in good hands. There's a marble statue of Mary Magdalene in the main cave of Saint Baume in France. She's reclining her head tilted back. This is a beautiful card, by the way. her neck exposed and her eyes closed, and yet there's no confusion that she might be sleeping. She's clearly existing very intensely in the open expanse of the universe within her. Her face exudes bliss and pure surrender. The word surrender in the spiritual context has been confused with the relinquishing of power over to someone else or something else that's separate from us. Surrender in Mary's gospel means letting go of the egoic desires and stories that are separating us from the radiance of true love. The soul says in Mary's gospel, what binds me has been slain, and what surrounds me has been destroyed, and my desire has been brought to an end, and my ignorance has died. This is the experience of surrender. All the 7 powers of the ego have died, and what remains is the love the soul knows completely. Love comes from within. Surrender is when we stop our constant search for love to arrive from outside of us, from someone else, or for the validation of a loved one, or from a career, or for accomplishment we think will cover us in adoration. Love comes from within. Surrender is that sweet and potent ecstasy of returning fully to the good that we already are. Surrender is never giving over, a disempowering resignation of who we are. Surrender is never giving away our truth. Surrender is an effort of radical trust, of turning inward and releasing every egoic idea we've had of ourselves to the good that's right here within. Surrender is the bliss that Mary embodies, of knowing at all times and all places that she is in good hands. She can at any moment her soul calls to relinquish an egoic state that is oppressing her and allow the big, great, unsayable love within her to rise up and inundate her, suffuse her mind and body in the bliss of knowing again the truth of love is at her core. The question begs, what does it feel like to repeat inside my heart, I am in good hands? That is a beautiful card. And what just stood out to me is surrender is an effort of radical trust, of turning inward. Surrender is never a giving away of our truth. And so when I had these cards on, I was saying angel of silence, angel of truth. And it's like, even as much as I love tarot and I love the cards, there are aspects of the spiritual journey where you don't need these. You know what I'm saying? Myself included. We don't need these. It is beautiful to have. It is a tool that's been bestowed upon us to use when we feel like we need it. But there's always the option to turn inward. And I promote that. You don't need readings. You know what I'm saying? But in these moments when you're asked to surrender, when you're asked to trust, the questions that are arising are to satisfy a part of our mind, you know, especially when we're seeing that there are so many things that are good, you know what I'm saying, that are popping out for us that are like, it's all good. Not only is it all good, but there's abundance, there's expansion of spirituality, there's transformation in a beautiful way. There's literally, it says divine protection or perfection. I said protection for a reason though. And, so what aspect of Mary is missing out of the Trinity? We have Mother Mary, we have Mary Magdalene. Ooh, we have the Virgin Mary. Yeah, so that is the one that got pregnant without needing a physical male to do so. You know what I'm saying? So this could be literally an expansion of consciousness through Kundalini awakening and through this surrender to the divine. So that is a beautiful, powerful reading. I'm glad that I came on here to do this with you. And like I said, if you feel called, if you feel like you need a reading, I don't ever feel like anybody needs one, but if you feel called to explore one, you can only book one through atouchofvenus.com. I do recommend that you sit with yourself, sit in silence. If you have your own divination techniques and tools and resources, I promote, you know, you being self-empowered. So do that first. Okay. All right. Love you. I will probably hop on here tomorrow if I'm not as sleepy.